times.
Oh, by the way, I didn't get to say it. Hi, Bolt. Thank you for joining
Yes.
us.
Bolt.
Hi.
Hello.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you gotten to see when we've done this before?
I have not.
I kind of just explained it there. It's a very chill hangout panel. It's in the style of a late night talk show. Are we on?
I just tweeted about it for me.
Hang
Does
on.
not appear to me, but...
Okay, hang on. Give me 1 second.
I now have 2 mugs of coffee here because I've just been drinking all the coffee.
Hell yeah.
Dual wielding coffee.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dual wield coffee.
I'm waiting to see if we're live or not. So this is
Ain't that always the question?
technology.
Dude,
I'm
how'd you get the double coffee perk?
They've been really good with letting me know when we go
This is,
live. So
Convention staffers toolbox right here.
Yeah, that's true, though.
this is like, I was gonna say, yeah, we'll get into this. I don't want to, because if I start talking too much beforehand, we're gonna get all the cool material out before we are even live.
Okay, that was it. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah, we did the whole panel before you tuned in.
Yeah, exactly. We're just here to tell you, look at my YouTube in a week, subscribe, smash that like button. No.
Obliterate, subscribe.
You came in on the plug for the panel.
Plug.
No, what's going to happen is that we're going to be running this panel, but it's going to be in the style of Christopher Nolan's Memento. So everything running from the end of the panel to the beginning.
Oh no.
30 seconds, I'm told. So we'll
Okay.
we'll
Okay.
Oh my god.
we'll keep it quiet for 30, I guess, and then we'll do the
That's a
fun.
big
Be
ask
quiet.
of me.
Keep it quiet for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
I was about to say.
You're asking a lot from me.
They told me to make noise in a panel yesterday, and I'm like, okay, now that you tell me to make noise.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
I could do
Forward
a song.
asked me to do that when I came in, and I'm just like, all right, mic check, mic check. I'm making noise. That's what I'm doing.
I almost want to keep it going.
Just keep mic checking until it starts, and we're just first
Okay,
minute
we're
is mic
live.
Hey!
check. Good.
Hello, Van Hoover Pony Expo, and welcome once again to my little Tonight Show. I say once again. It's once again we're doing it.
Yes.
First time we're doing it for Van Hoover, though. All right, fantastic. Welcome everyone to the late night talk show like no other. I am your host, Forward Progress, and I am joined by a cavalcade of wonderful human beings here. At least I think they're human beings. The one's looking kind of sus there with the green glasses. I don't know. He might be an imposter. We'll find out, though, won't we?
Purple sauce.
I admit I'm a lizard person.
Is that what they're supposed to be in Among Us? Is a lizard person? I thought they were.
No, I just wanted to say lizard person.
Okay, fantastic. That being said, let's introduce this wonderful cast of characters we have for this evening. Starting to my left, a wonderful human being, my love, my life, I'm talking you up, honey. Start talking.
Ah, yes. Hello, I'm Nova Rose. I'm, I guess, friendship and magic partner in crime.
Fantastic. And, of course, our co-host with the mostest, Mr. Thoth Penswell of Rift Ponies.
The mostest, jeez. Yes, hi. Thoth Penswell here, one half of Rift Ponies, myriad of other things. Canada is still looking like my room here, so I don't know what's up with that, but really happy to be here again. Really happy to be at Van Hoover for the first time. Happy to be on My Little Tonight Show. Happy to be with a bunch of people that I've been on panels with before. So real excited to spend 90 minutes on a Saturday doing this. But no, I'm really excited. Good to be here.
You make it sound like I dragged you into this kicking and screaming, man.
They don't know. Maybe you did.
As you take a sip. All right.
Don't look, kids. Don't look.
But we've got two very special guests joining us this evening here. First, you know him as Terramar. You know him from so many other various projects, including the voice of Spider-Man in a few things. Mr. Cole Howard, thank you for joining us this evening.
Hey. Hi. Let me dial that in real quick. Hey, everyone. Good to be here. My very first My Little Tonight Show. Stoked to be here again with some friendly faces. Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to be here on a Saturday night. Twist my arm.
They don't know.
And
See,
yes,
I'm telling you, they don't know about the contracts we signed. They don't know.
And our other special guest is an individual who I think might be just as busy, if not busier, than myself and Thoth lately with all that he does. Mr. Bolt the Super Pony. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm really happy to be here. I was thrilled when you asked me to be on the show, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it wouldn't be a late night talk show if we didn't have a few standards. So we'll have our version of a monologue because everything's a little twisted here, right?
I was about to ask, what standards? What are standards?
Things that we break.
There you go. That's the way I like it.
So obviously we're in an interesting time in our history, aren't we, guys? We just turned into a new year. It's 2021.
Or in this case, 2020 New Game Plus.
Part 2.
New Game Plus.
Part
Is
2.
this where we get to the end of Castlevania? Now we are Alucard going back? No, I refuse. But I wanted to look ahead, because times are crazy, right? 2020 was an interesting year, wasn't it? We'll just say interesting. And we still have a little bit of work to do, but we got to think about how can we make this better? How can we make 2021 better? Am I right?
Yeah.
That's
Cheers.
right. Thank you for your forced enthusiasm, my love. So,
Woohoo.
Feigning
Contractually
intrigue
obligated
over
enthusiasm.
here. Give me some credit.
all right.
Give me the Academy Award.
Right. So, I was thinking earlier today, how can we make the world a little bit of a better place? And I keep coming back to this community, this fandom, which I'm thrilled to be a part of. I won't lie. I've been a part of it for years now, and I love that it's accepting and welcoming and all of these things. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe everything's a little bit better if we put a pony in it. So I just asked Twitter earlier today to get the ball rolling, what would happen if we just input a pony into various things? What would happen? What would be the result? So
Sounds like chaos and rain.
good friend of ours, our good friend Taylor, you know him as Kyle Bush 51 fan too, said about inserting Starlight Glimmer into the movie Frozen would have made it 10 times better.
You should really let it go.
Oh.
I want
Excuse
that.
me. I'm gonna leave now.
I want
Bye,
that.
everyone.
I need the pun gun from Animaniacs, everyone.
Yep, pun gun.
So, okay. So I got to thinking about this one, and I asked him, what would you do? What would you do if, if you put it? Would you just add Starlight Glimmer? Or would you, replace a character? And they suggested, what if you just replace Fen with Starlight Glimmer? And I was thinking, that's not bad. And
Hey.
then I went and I made this image, and I thought to myself,
Some antlers.
put some antlers on that horse, shall we?
There you go. I'd be down.
But
Pretty good.
I got to really thinking, what would make this movie better? And I'm not gonna lie, if Starlight replaced Olaf,
Oh,
I think
okay. I'm getting a little bit more mixed signals on that one. I'm not sure about that.
So,
Gosh.
Thoth and I
Putting a thing I love with a thing I don't love quite as much.
So we were talking earlier, what can we do here? Thoth and I had this conversation after this, and I thought about other ones. And I know I'm not the first person to think about this, but especially if we're talking about movies, we just went through the holidays, right?
Yeah.
There's so many great Christmas movies out there. You know what my favorite one of my favorite Christmas movies is?
Which?
Die Hard.
No. Oh, you're such a meme-ster.
It's such a good movie. But
It is.
it really is. And I was thinking, who could we put in Die Hard? And I know I'm not the first person to suggest this, but come on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it works.
Because
I'm down.
nothing would be better than this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are gonna have a few laughs.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Pinky Party, pal.
You know what? Somebody already shared the yippee-ki-yay in the chat, so we're off to a great
There
start.
you go.
Nice.
I'd be down.
But I knew this couldn't just make it to movies, right? We had to put Pony somewhere else. We know what's big right now? You know, there's some great sporting events going on right now, as is evidenced by our good friend Cole with his rockin' attire right now, repping the Canucks. Well, of course, in the NFL right now, it's playoff time.
It
What
is.
would the NFL playoffs look like if we added a pony? Oh,
Oh.
That's me, though.
I don't know how that would work, but I will tell you, you know, it didn't hurt the Bills from winning today. But you would have thought that she would have been on the Colts side, am I right?
It's true.
Yeah, I
illegal
thought
formation.
Maybe here.
Illegal formation.
Illegal formation. You know, I think there's too many people
Thank you.
on the field.
Thank you,
Somebody
Cole.
throw a flag.
Where's red card when you need him?
Where is red card? Anyway.
Where is red card when you need him?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm thinking to myself, all right, if there was one character from Pony who would just fit right into the NFL, who would it be?
Oh yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Now, come on, guys. Tell me, look at that face on Bill.
I mean,
It just works.
there's a
You
resemblance.
can't tell me it doesn't work.
I could
I don't know.
spot it.
I was thinking
I
he'd be
could
the coach of the Longhorns.
And scene.
All right.
Oh gosh.
Cole,
So-
if you told me that you were gonna wear some hockey attire, I would have worn my Hartford Whalers jersey.
Oh, you got a Whalers jersey? That's
I
sweet.
do. I could get it.
Cool.
I'll put it on. I don't care.
No, I was
That-
wearing this because I wanted to represent Van Hoover, and I had the sign on me, but it just doesn't stay on. It drives me insane.
Aw.
Mm,
But
Someone-
it was an inspired idea with a really poor execution, which is the story of every one of my Halloweens ever.
We have learned how this fandom works. Hey, fandom.
Oh, let me know.
Van Hoover Canucks jerseys.
I was just about to
Wink,
say.
wink.
I was just about to say. Suggestion going on out here. This may either be heard by somebody or just nobody at all. Van Hoover like con shirt next year. Hockey, not hockey jersey, but like themed toward a hockey jersey.
Oh my gosh, I would be
Idea.
all in.
It's an
I love
idea.
hockey, dude. I love hockey.
I'm a Devils fan, unfortunately.
But I do feel like it's one of those things though where you just don't play with them. I would never encourage anybody to actually make something with like anything close to this iconography because they go nuts on that, man.
Oh, I
Like,
can
they're
believe
so
it.
litigious, and it would just be a nightmare. Don't deal with that.
I could just, I
a great
see
idea.
everything happening.
Yeah, it's true.
But, you know, we've done putting Pony into things. There's something else I wanted to talk about that we discovered recently, and I wanted to inform our good friend Thoth about something we found recently. Now, Thoth is very used to getting tagged in a certain post. Do you
Okay.
know the post I'm talking about, sir?
I do.
So, if you didn't know, Thoth is an Egyptian god.
Sure. Yes, I took the name from an Egyptian god. Yes, because seventh grade little Thoth thought that the name was really cool. There is no other significance than that.
Do you remember what it's the god of?
Knowledge, I believe. Knowledge, literature, that
Wisdom.
sort of thing. Wisdom, yes, that too.
So,
Which I'm the opposite of. Let's be clear.
Rose and I were browsing through Crunchyroll the other day.
As you do. As
Hey, Thoth, could you write this down, please?
okay. No. How about a no? I mean, I've got. Wait a minute. Hold on. Does this work? I can open up a textbook. You need to write down.
I want you to be our stenographer going forward.
Okay.
No.
It would be better anyways if you had like authentic papyrus as well.
yes.
Ooh, that's true.
And you must write in hieroglyphics.
Okay. Listen. I'll start transcribing the entire panel now.
I mean, you can buy So you can buy parchment paper at the grocery store, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. No, we
You
need
must age it hundreds of years.
We need the quality. We need the quality, not the generic crap, right?
Not that generic, not
authentic stuff.
at all. Real authentic.
But this is a series called Suddenly Egyptian Gods. That is a new anime series that's only 5 episodes deep, and just so happened that within 3 days of this panel, we discovered this and saved it just for you.
You infer that I'm able to write, but yes, I appreciate it.
We love you, Bob.
I thought you were going to share another post that has always been circulated, where someone on Tumblr, someone always likes to share the old post. I don't know if it was Tumblr, but somewhere, where it's like, hey, did you know that the ancient Egyptian god Thoth in a certain ancient language translates to uwu? So
this is true.
Every time, literally, if I had a nickel for every time someone has sent that to me and gone, hey, did you know what your name is? And I'm like, yeah, I know. If I had a nickel every time, I'd have about $10 or $20 at least. This is my curse.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I tell you what. But suffice to say, we had to share that with everyone.
I appreciate it.
On a side note, though, the characters in that anime are adorable. Like, Thoth is a cute little penguin.
It is pretty
Thank
cute.
you. Thanks for the term of
You are the cutest little penguin.
Thank you.
Somebody clip that. You've heard it here first.
My
I always
fiance,
say-
ladies and gentlemen.
Careful. Careful showing off with the penguin. Me, apparently.
I'm just gonna say, like, I already was calling you sus. What's gonna happen now?
You don't know what I'm capable of.
You're right. I don't. So
I just need to let my significant other know that I'm a penguin now.
okay. All right. Wow.
Surely they know.
Yeah.
It's true. They know. One way or another.
I was gonna say, after all the time you've been together, if they don't know by now, they're in for a surprise.
It's true.
But Waddle, you'll think they'll do, and they'll find out.
Well done.
Thank you. I tried.
Hey, I'm told penguins mate for life, so.
Yeah, just like your partner finds out and just takes off for a year hunting like salmon, like schools of salmon, then returns and hangs out for a bit, throws up, leaves. Sorry, it's gross.
That
It might
Birds
be
are
a-
gross. Birds are gross. You heard it here first. I'm saying
It comes back, I had like a movie chronology in my head running there, where it's like, oh, this really dramatic thing where he goes off and he comes back and just, and that's the end.
All right. I have.
Hi, honey, I'm home.
Rinse, repeat.
Oh, we haven't seen you in like a year. Yeah, what did you bring me?
Open up. All right. I'm gonna just say this once, and everybody can do with it what you will. March of the Penswell.
Oh, I hate it.
my
Do it. I hate it. Do it.
Also, I love it, so it already clipped it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. Great.
Oh,
You can use that
no.
against me now.
All right, Thoth. It's I've let you have the spotlight for too long, I think.
I did. I should never have the
We have our
spotlight.
amazing guests here, so
Yes.
let's get to it. So again, thank you, gentlemen, both for joining us this evening. It's a pleasure to have both of you. I love that you both have some kind of Vancouver attire too. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Representing.
I didn't even clock the Vancouver shirt.
So yeah, Cole, are you from Vancouver originally, or are you a transplant?
I'm not. I'm an expat, as with most and many in Vancouver. I hail from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, and then I made the pilgrimage over the mountains in like 2008.
He went from the Oilers to the Canucks.
No, I was never Oilers. I never watched sports growing up as a kid. I was in a house with my mom and my 2 sisters, so like sports was never even anything I was very interested in. But then when I moved out, I was like, man, I need to figure out how to talk to people. And so I started watching sports because everybody seemed to be talking about sports in Vancouver. And then I just kind of became a fan of all the Vancouver sports teams, and it kind of snowballed from there.
Speaking from experience, it is a lot easier to bring up hockey and football conversations at the water cooler than to be like, yo, did you see what Deku did last night? Like,
Well, I was working at I was working in restaurants at the time, and so I was just like working with like 20-something-year-old bros, and I had nothing in common with them at all. You know, 'cause they're just like, "What's up, man? Like, are we going partying tonight, man? Like, yeah, are we heading out to the clubs or whatever?" But all they know, like, all I could relate to them on was sports.
yeah.
It's like, man, I tell you, what about that? What about that Pavel Bure? You know?
Yeah.
What about that sports team last
How about
night,
that-
huh?
Yeah, I liked when they skated fast and then shot the. That was neat, hey.
Yeah.
Anyways, order up.
Hooray, sports ball! Where's my drink?
Sport ball.
No.
Fake it
Field
till you
goal.
make it.
This is hockey.
Field goal. Touchdown.
No, I was
Touchdown.
gonna say, Bolt. I know you're on the West Coast, but you are here in the States still, correct?
Yes, actually, I've moved. I'm not on the West Coast anymore.
Oh.
I'm in Illinois. So when you said it's 5 o'clock for me, I was like, wait a second. No,
I thought you were still on the West Coast. That is my bad.
no,
had
that's
to
fine.
Reprogram that.
Okay, well, welcome further east.
Thank you.
I don't know if I have much good to tell you about things out east here.
Mm.
It's interesting. I've never seen a McDonald's with a double drive-through before. That's brand new to me.
A double drive-through?
Oh, maybe
You've
it's
not
just
seen
here.
it, Thoth?
I've never seen a double drive-through. What?
Yeah.
They're all
So,
over
like,
here.
There are
I-
2 lanes and with 2 different menus, and it's just the one McDonald's in the entire town. Whereas back in Oregon, there would be 3 different McDonald's in the same town with 1 lane for the drive-through. Yeah.
See,
it's,
the reason that wouldn't last over here is because I'm from New Jersey, and there'd be too much screaming in both of them. We need to contain it only to one. Contagion, you know?
yeah.
Specifically of New Jersey drivers. You can't give them more lanes. It's going to end badly.
Okay, if
Fair.
McDonald's is a contagion, how the hell have you lasted through this pandemic?
I don't know. I don't know how I've lasted through all this. A lot of ramen. I'll give you that much.
I have
A lot of
Man,
ramen noodles.
They wouldn't even be 2 lanes. It would just be 2 different toll bridges that you'd have to take.
Yes, that's you're
McDonald's.
100% right.
I have caught the Jersey.
You've caught the Jersey. You got the Jersey.
You pay the toll in Shamrock Shakes. Oh, those don't exist anymore. You ain't getting a McDonald's in New Jersey.
At least it's better than the McRib.
I had someone. It might have been it actually was my significant other who heard all of this hype about the McRib, and I was like, "You've never had it?" And she's like, "No, I haven't." So eventually, she heard it from other friends, and she eventually got it, and she said, "What is all the hype about?" And I'm like, "I could have told you that for free. It's just a meat patty with some barbecue sauce." I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the Shamrock Shake to come back. I'm waiting for
Well-
the McDLT to come back.
You've been waiting for a long time, haven't you?
I have. I'm waiting for my order. I
Oh,
ordered it
goodness.
back at Cider Fest, and no one's gotten it to me.
Oh goodness.
Oh gosh, what was that one the Japanese burger that I shared?
Oh, I don't even remember, but it looked like a heart attack on a bun.
Well, I think the place was like, am I allowed to say the word? I don't know.
What word?
The name of the place, the burger. I'll find an image and share it in
I
chat.
don't remember the name of the burger. Is it really that offensive?
I don't know.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
kind of
what
frightened
what
now
did
by
McDonald's
what
do?
this burger is.
Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't McDonald's, but essentially it was a burger that had like 3 separate patties, like a layer of shrimp for some reason.
Okay, I was going to say, this sounds like the Big Mac, and then you said shrimp, and I was like, nope, never seen a Big Mac with shrimp.
Because you know,
It's
if
like
there's
an
one
onion
thing you
in
can
the
trust
world.
fast food for, it is seafood.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, thanks.
If you go to a fast food restaurant expecting good seafood,
Wait, Rose, you ate this?
No.
I didn't eat it. I just
Oh,
discovered
okay,
it
thank
randomly on
God.
Twitter. 'Cause
good.
Thank
everything
God,
is on Twitter.
I got so nervous. I'm like,
Am I
Like-
gonna die?
I don't
She's-
think I'd be so much worried about the quality of the fish, like the taste of the fish. I'd be worried about, if my stomach's gonna feel okay after I eat the fish.
Mm.
my
Chat
God,
shouting out Big Shrimp Mac.
Big
apparently.
Shrimp Mac.
shrimp, man. There's just so many ways that could go wrong.
Big shrimp.
I
mac
mean,
sounds like-
I can't even
and
imagine.
all of them come out of you in one of 2 ways.
Big
It's
Shrimp
not
Mac
great.
sounds like Big
Yes.
Mac in a shrimp costume.
Oh gosh, man, we're off.
That
Oh,
one.
oh yeah, you can share it.
Okay. Anyway, this thing is called the Big Slut Burger at a place called Egg Slut.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
dang.
I'm
yeah.
going to share this image because it's fantastic.
What is this?
Are you putting it in the Discord chat?
I'm gonna try
Oh.
to.
Okay.
You're giving them free publicity right now. I hope you know that.
I don't know if you would
You-
call this publicity because half of the
Many-
chat has been frightening.
54 viewers out there now know
Okay.
about the Big Slut Burger.
All
Am I
right.
allowed to say that? I don't know.
Like, am I
PG-13 con. I think you're fine.
I think you're well within the bounds of political correctness there. Well,
Thank
well
you.
within-
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate
I
it.
gotta say, hey, you know what? That's a great. I am seeing all kinds of things from the chat. Although there was a shout out, somebody saying they think Cole looks like a young James Bond.
Well, here, I'm gonna go share it too.
Hey, at least I'm young.
I'm gonna go share
Yeah,
it.
right.
Keep that going for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't be
I
a
look
Roger
like a-
Moore.
I look like a cold-hearted killer who drinks martinis.
Oh.
Like,
I mean, I like the martini part, unless you don't like martinis.
no, I'm a warm-hearted masochist who drinks porters. Anyways,
A man after
There
my
we go.
heart.
You turned it around on me.
Okay.
Subverted
I'm
my
not
expectations.
yeah,
Um,
classic. Thank you, Chad. That's very kind of you.
But
Thank
yeah, I don't know. Like you know, it's
Thank-
interesting because in doing these panels, I end up having to do research to make sure we know what people are up to strum up questions and stuff. So that means I got to Google you guys, which is all kinds of fun.
Uh-oh.
This always leads to good things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
like earlier when you said you found something about Thoth, I'm like, that sounds ominous.
no,
Anytime anybody ever says they found
No,
something about me,
this-
I'm like,
you.
oh,
No problem. I've got nothing to hide.
this isn't. I will say though, like I didn't realize. Like, I mean, granted, like we've gotten to talk with Cole before, which has always been a delight. But
Yes.
I didn't realize how long you've been doing this. Like, you've been doing this for like your entire adult life now.
Yeah, it's been a long and interesting road. Yeah.
Yeah. And I gotta say, like, you've done animation, you've done video games, you've done anime dubbing. Like, for what you do, is there anything that jumps out at you more? Like, is the oddest thing about your job?
Yeah, I think that for sure the oddest thing and the thing that I have the most time articulating to people who don't like do like any kind of artistic pursuit is that the work isn't when you're doing the thing. The work is when you're not. The work is when you're waiting for someone to like call you and let you do the work. Like going in and doing an audition is fantastic. Let me go in and audition all the time. I don't need to book the things. Just let me go in and do the thing and see the people. I mean, I want to book stuff, but it's
Making
like,
money's pretty good, I think, right?
absolutely. But it's the week and a half or 2 weeks where you don't get an email from your agent and you're just like, shit, what am I gonna do? And that's when it feels like work, and that's when it stops being fun and it starts weighing on you. And that's why I say it's been a long and challenging road, is because it's been really hard to balance my expectation of my work, my life, and where those two things intersect. Because I'm so performative and I like to give myself, I like to do things, but it's just like, man, like you have to learn to put up boundaries and know when to turn your work brain off. But it's really hard when you love your work and when you love the things that work provides for you. It's really challenging, and it's going to continue to be challenging for some time, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely, it's a thing, because we've talked about this of it took me till I hit my 30s before I was like, oh my God, I found my passion in life. Which, shout out, if you're in your teens or your 20s and everybody's bugging you about figuring out what you want to do, you might not find it right away, and that's okay. Definitely. Well, you're going to do something in film. If you don't, I'm going to be surprised, Thoth.
no. You say film, but I wound up here, so
But, but that's a thing, though. It's like I love coming to these like I don't get paid to do this stuff, but I just love
No.
doing it. Granted,
Mhm.
if anybody wants to, knock on wood, someday pay me to do crazy social science research on fandoms. Hi, I love you. Come call me.
That's a leading statement. I don't know.
But it is like this is my passion and I want to make it my career, but I also recognize that like at what point like, you know, there you have to have that balance.
Yeah.
Because I know like Bolt here, like you, like I said earlier, from everything I have seen you post about, talked with you about, whatever, you're one hella busy guy, aren't you?
Yeah, like I've been posting like all day and all day today, all day yesterday, and all last week.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're working with conventions. Because you're the musician lead for Van Hoover, am I correct?
Yes. That's correct.
Which, like, huzzah, great to have a good person bringing all these amazing musicians together.
Thank you.
You willingly joined us for Riffing Rainbow, which I don't know what's wrong with you, but no,
I'm still wondering what the
either.
decision making behind that was.
But
No, you were amazing.
But
Thank you. I had fun.
you host a radio show, and you perform. So like how do you balance all that with your life?
That's my secret. I usually don't.
That's a big mood, man.
Yeah.
That is a massive mood.
Thank goodness like that I can go for some time without sleep. I'm on about 5 hours of sleep. This coffee is like advertised to be the world's strongest coffee. I bought it just today because I knew I would need it. And I will be sleeping for probably about 10 hours tonight. In fact, actually, I was don't tell my work this, but I was sneaking in some stuff for the convention during my work, and I had to keep pushing my exit time back because I was doing stuff.
No worries.
No,
Yeah,
we
I
won't tell at least.
Yay.
I was gonna say Forward does it all the time, and he admits as much.
I didn't even know what state you lived in, so getting a hold of your employer is a whole other.
Right.
There's a reason these papers are upside down.
Goodness.
Oh gosh. But so here's a thing too, because there's a great kind of a segue here since Bolt is our music man, so to speak, of the group. Like, has that always been like a passion for you to get into, or was it like were you always like, okay, I want to do stuff with music? Did you more want to do pony music? Like, what kind of sparked you?
Well, actually, I was kind of how do I say egged into it originally. When I first joined, it was back when I first joined Ponyville FM as a station, as a favor to the person who was running the previous station I was on, and the first question I was asked is, "What do you mix?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What do I mix?" Because I'd only done a talk show before. That's all I'd done. And so they're like, "Yeah. What genre do you mix? Do you mix?" You know, they started listing genres. I'm like, I don't do this. And so it was because of that station and being on it and it being so DJ like positive that I started to get an interest in doing mixes of my own and doing sets of my own. And then it started to become like sort of addicting. And I started looking at, when I went to conventions, I would look at musicians on stage and I was like, that looks like it'd be really fun to do. And so I kind of started working towards that. And one day I was kind of thrown up on the stage of BabsCon, I think it was 2017 or 2018, one of the two. And I was hooked after that. It was one of the most fun things I've ever done at a convention. It was incredible. I was not nearly qualified enough to be on that stage. And I realized that now looking back, but I'm glad I got the opportunity because it sparked, that was, I think, where the real spark came in once I had that chance. And then from there, my passion for the music side of the community only grew. and I had gone from wanting to perform at concerts to wanting to start managing and organizing one. And so when Vancouver needed a musician lead, I volunteered. And I'm glad I did, because I get to see all these cool musicians. Some of them are up and coming, and it's like, man, you should have a spot on a main stage. I can do that. I can give you that spot. And there are three of them in this lineup tonight and last night. Three of them who I don't think I've ever played on a main stage at a real life convention before. And I have to specify real life because they were on stage at Burning Mare, which is an online convention. Shout out to Burning Mare. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun to get into this community that is filled with so many great people, and a lot of the musicians I know are friends of mine now, and so we've got this like little group now. Like it's like this little circle of friends, and it's evolved into way more than I've ever expected it to be, and just kind of that passion just feeds on itself.
That's awesome. I think I noticed that, like, it seems to be, especially for any of us that are, like, kind of creative types, like, you kind of form this little tight-knit community, because everything that I have observed with every voice actor I've talked to, every musician I've talked to, it seems like that's kind of the thing, is, like, you have this kind of, like, almost just this community that becomes a world within itself. Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, I would. And it's like all the musicians kind of get to know each other, and I try as much as I can to build other musicians up whenever I can, but and yeah, it becomes this like little niche community inside the bigger community that is the My Little Pony fandom.
Awesome.
Which is really cool.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think it's definitely, like, I've definitely picked up a lot of those vibes from the voice actors here too. I mean, Cole can speak to it probably more than me, but
Yeah.
No. I think what Bolt was saying is completely right. That's exactly what that's what our little community's like, and it feels like a little community. I mean, it's a curious thing, because this little group of Vancouver voice actors feels so small compared to like the giant of like Los Angeles world and stuff. But there's just so much. I don't know. I'm sure all of you know that I can just speak. I could speak endlessly about how much I love the voiceover community and how much I love all those people, and like how deeply I miss all of them. Getting to read that script today with Tab and Andrea was unreal. Like it felt like breathing air again, because I've recorded a few things here and there, but it's been alone. Like it's been, we haven't been able to do it like radio play style like that. And just getting to play off of those two incredible actors and hilarious improvisers, and like just like it's magic. What they do, it's what the voice community does. I guess what I do, it's like magic, man. When you get to watch people do it, it's like, especially those two, because those are like iconic voices and just unreal.
I've always, because I know for Pony, a lot of the cast got to do, record together in studio. Now, was that your experience? Did you get to record in studio with them, or was it solo for your parts?
Yeah, I got to record with a group of people. There wasn't any there. The only member of like the big the main cast was Claire Corlett, which is awesome because Claire's awesome. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I was so bummed. I wanted to see all the ladies. I wanted to see the whole group. Mm-hmm. I wanted to see everybody. But that's the way she goes. I think the next time I went in, the only one of the big cast members was Kelly, and Kelly read all the other parts, and it was hilarious.
Oh, I can only imagine.
That sounds great.
From what I know of my experiences with Kelly so far,
yeah, that was really funny. But yeah, so yeah, we get to record these things in a big room together, and it's so nice. Like, it's so much fun. Like I said, like, just like we can all like I can make voices in my closet until I'm blue in the face, but it's like when you're in the room and you get to like riff off of people like this and just kind of like, and everyone's firing off the energy, there's nothing like it. It's so funny. It's so good. Ugh. But
Yeah,
we'll get back there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the day we can be together
Me too.
again.
Same.
We joked earlier during the podcast. It was kind of half joke, half serious that I think there's going to be like a line starts here for hugs.
Oh.
Things.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to
Yeah.
happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll add too is that community of musicians has largely been what it has let me mentally survive this pandemic. To have people that I can get in group chats with and talk to and stay connected with and not be isolated in my own little place here in the middle of nowhere. I still feel like I'm connected.
Well, I was gonna say that too. Like it's incredible to me, like just listening to you talk about musicians and how much they've done and how hard they've worked over this past while to not only like maintain their level of productivity, but also like, you know, do their first cons and stuff. What an incredible thing to do without an audience. You know, it's so hard for me to motivate myself to do anything if nobody's gonna clap for me. It's like, you know, it's like, so
Yeah.
it's amazing for them. And man, like incredible job too. I tuned into some of the acts last night and it all sounded terrific and it was running so smoothly. It was
Oh
great.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I'm so happy to hear that.
I know.
Sweet.
I know.
Ah!
Thoth and I and Rose, we've had this discussion as kind of, you know, content creators ourselves, and we're so accustomed to being, being in front of a room on a stage and getting to interact with the audience and vibe off their energy and
Feed off the energy.
yeah, and we get the chat here, which, you know, it's great. We still can communicate, but you don't get that same like electrical impulses. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely an adjustment. I mean, granted, I'm very happy for what we have and what we're able to do, and I think
Yeah.
we've been able to make the adjustment that we needed to do. You know, of course, we need to stay safe. This is a crazy time.
You just don't get the
Yeah.
same thing of like freaking Ellie Rice screaming, "Hey, get Shrek in here!" Jack Shrek in
Right. Yeah.
town.
We don't get the energy of a room when Katrina screams that we need to get Shrek in the room now.
It was between Katrina and Ellie, and then Shrek came and stole your seat, Thoth.
Mhm.
Literally stole
I no longer
Thoth's
had a
chair.
seat because Shrek came in and took it.
And then pass out in the back.
Yes, amongst other things. Yes.
So we talked about, obviously, the pandemic's always the elephant in the room. So like, how has everybody been coping? Like, have you been watching things, playing games, doing, listening to new music? Anything you guys have been doing to kind of keep your sanity through all this chaos?
I mean, on my end, it's just been. I have a few friends who notice that. I think you might as well, Forward, where my big thing is to kind of quell that, like just headspace. I make myself very, 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 very busy. I make myself very busy so I don't have the time to think about how bored or not doing anything, to keep myself out of my head. So, just accidentally, I've managed to find a role in doing movie screening. I watch a lot of movies anyway, but I somehow managed to get a role screening movies in a film dedicated Discord server every night. So almost every night since like last April. So approaching a year now, I've been doing movie screenings every night. I don't know how that happens, just by accident. Running content for conventions. This is the first con that I've taken. This is going to sound silly because I'm right here, but this is the first con I've taken off since like last March.
It's true.
Because
I roped him into this.
Yeah. My idea of a convention being off for me is, I'm just doing 2 panels and I'm just doing guest spots on them. But it's still 3 hours of content I'm doing this weekend when typically it's 6, 7, 8. So really a lot of it is keeping myself occupied. And that's going to sound like a no-brainer, obviously, but through purposeful ways and accidentally just stumbling into something. That also consists of catching up on things that I've been meaning to watch. My watch lists of movies and TV shows is like 400 long. So now I'm making it 350 long. So, that's really what it is keeping myself busy and pursuing things I otherwise wouldn't. I'm learning how to use OBS now, learning how to stream. Am I going to use it? I don't know, but it's good to learn that. It's good to find new skills, find new things that I wouldn't otherwise have time to, because in normal life, whatever that is, I don't know what that, right.
Yeah.
That feels like, I don't know what that feels like anymore, but God, that had a very tragic undertone to it. But whatever that is,
A moment ago we were talking about your seat getting stolen by Shrek. So
right.
It's like
my
Was
little
it ever
Tonight
normal
Show.
to begin with?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all about finding things to occupy yourself, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. And again, that sounds like a no-brainer, but you find things that you may not have expected to stumble into at first, and you do what you otherwise wouldn't have all the time to, back in the way that, like, the old normal, which was moving, at least for me, was moving at a million miles an hour, working 3 different part-time jobs, and then maybe coming home for 4 or 5 hours and getting that free time and your time to do your thing. And then to go to a convention, which would be hundreds and hundreds of dollars of airport and airline travel, all of that. You lose that physical interaction. Of course, we've talked about that. I've talked about that on your podcast Forward, which I'm going to shamelessly plug here. But it's
checks in the mail.
Yes, thank you.
Subscribe to Keeping Friendship Magic podcast wherever you listen to
It's
podcasts.
right.
Anyway, so
thank you. Thank you. It's gonna be right next to the stimulus check in my mailbox on Monday. Not really. But yeah,
Oof.
it's finding. But yeah, it's finding ways to keep yourself occupied and keep myself thinking outward and learning new things and finding things that life otherwise would be moving way too quickly for me to catch up on. So there's an element of positiveness to having this time now. I think a lot of people have been trying to spin it into that, which is good to me. Anyway, that was a long-winded thing.
I made the mistake. I gave Thoth the mic. No, I'm just kidding. We love
bad decision, bad choice.
No, but how about everybody else? What's been keeping you guys busy or sane even throughout this time?
Online conventions, getting to meet with people in Discord servers and such online after I get off of work, whether it's in a group with friends, whether we're doing like something like Among Us together or playing a game, watching a movie, whether I'm involved in a meetup in like the BlepCon server. Shout out to BlepCon, and those kinds of things, like being able to just get off of work and do something interactive every night has and kind of like what Thoth said, keep my mind off of it and just distract myself mentally. That has been a huge help, and just know that eventually someday we will go back to conventions, and this is not permanent. This is only temporary, and it really is for the best. And I am glad too that we have this online format where we can take these conventions and move them online, so it's not just months and months of nothing. Like, thank goodness for technology.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen to that. So what have you been up to, Cole? All the fun stuff, other than randomly ending up at conventions where Thoth and I rope you into panels.
Well, that's been a great source of sanity for me, man. Like,
thank you.
Like, sincerely, there's nothing. There is no substitute for an audience. I love to perform always, and I love having people to like. Which isn't to say I'm performing, but I love being performative and being around people. But I oscillate wildly, like I was saying, between like really craving like an audience and a bunch of attention, and then being like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's time to have like a week of existential dread. which is really cool too. So there's been it's been lots of ups and downs. I've put a ton of hours into Civ 5. I've read some really good books. I've ridden my bike when it was nice. And yeah, man, I'm just like all of us, we're all just kind of holding our breath, you know.
Yeah.
The arrested development of the world is really interesting, but I do feel like there's a lot of opportunity here. There's a lot of opportunity because like for instance, Thoth, what you were saying with your like working three jobs and having time to come home and pursue this thing that you care about so deeply and you love and you're great at. It's like having such a limited amount of time and energy capacity to do that is bullshit. And like, and we should be like, it's an advanced society. We should be able to live in a world where we can like pursue the things we want to do without breaking our back, trying to make ourselves survive. So I think that there's a massive opportunity in the shadow of this pandemic to hold up society as it was before and say, what was great about this? What do we need to keep? And then taking all that stuff and leaving the rest of it in the trash bin where it belongs, because there's like generations and generations of systemic awfulness that needs to fucking go because we're too old for that shit.
Oh yeah.
I've lived my whole life with this nonsense. I don't need it no more.
Yeah.
we're not talking to climate deniers anymore.
Yeah,
They're not
exactly.
Like I'm not talking to you
Yes.
anymore.
We
We got to keep moving.
there's
So,
a
forward progress,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah.
Oh, he did the
He
thing.
did the thing.
He did the thing I always like to do.
Thank
you.
There's all just leading up to that.
So,
Yeah.
It's there's a quote that I love that somebody said. I forget where I heard this, but it's the most dangerous thing you can say is we've always done things that way. Like, just because we've done it that way doesn't mean we have to keep doing it that way. Like, we can always do, like, I'm a giant nerd, if you couldn't tell. And so, one thing I love, other than Pony, of course, is I've always been a big Star Trek fan. And one of the big tenets that comes out of Star Trek is, thank you, live long and prosper. One of the big tenets from Star Trek is what it means to be human is to have the capacity to better yourself. And I've always kind of felt like that. Like, we're always striving to be a little bit better each day than we were the day before. And as long as we're keeping down that road, well, hell, I think we're doing a good job. But we got to keep down that road. Because, oh gosh, a social scientist boy is going to come in. Okay, your brain sometimes fights you on that. It wants you to stay in, like, safe land, where it's good. But you know what? We've developed. We're not living off the land being chased by cougars anymore. Like, we've developed into a society, which means we can do more and go beyond that.
I'm sure that now, shout out to people who are getting chased by cougars. We know you're out there. It's a small handful of people, but shouts to my people getting chased by cougars.
Some of
Run
you guys are
fast.
lucky, just saying.
I was about to say, I think I was being chased by a cougar the other day. I don't know.
What was her name?
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I had to.
Phrasing.
pack of Belmonts. I'll give you a ride home.
Of course I chose cougar instead of any other phrase, huh? It was the first animal that came to my mind.
Being chased by bears. No, wait. Shoot.
Oh, no,
Oh.
no.
Nope, doesn't work either. A puma.
What is Sam House a puma?
Yes, thank you, Rose. Yes, you just spin your helmet. Anyways,
You made that up.
Oh my gosh. This is why I love doing this thing, guys. You're great.
you said you were keeping it loose.
Yeah.
It's loose.
It's loose.
It's loose.
Coming unhinged.
Loosey goose. See, now that brings me back to gaming. Gosh, it made me think of Goose Game.
Hey, that's Untitled. Untitled Goose Game.
Oh, I am so sorry that I got
Get
the title
the
wrong
untitled
of the
title
untitled.
right.
So,
Right.
will the sequel be where it finally gets a title?
It'll just be
Hmm.
Goose
I
Game.
you broke my brain with that. What the hell?
That hurts, yeah.
But it'd have to be called something weird like Aphid Protocol. Like you should have kept it as Unnamed Goose Game. It was better, I think.
Yeah.
Aphid Protocol's a dumb name.
Yeah.
It's just not going to have a name. It'll be a space. Just a space from the
It's-
space bar.
Yes.
Does I'm just
That'd be
curious because
brilliant.
now we're talking about gaming, and we have somebody here who literally has voiced in gaming. So let me ask you, just out of curiosity, like, does that change anything for you for gaming purposes? Like, let me ask you this too: have you played the games you voiced in?
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
What is that like?
One of the first paying gigs I ever got, I was, I don't know, 15 or 16 or something, and I had auditioned for the studio like a week before, and they really liked me. Like, I had a great audition, so we drove back home to Edmonton, and I felt really good about it. And then they called me up, and they had this gig for me, and I drove down, and I got the sides, and it was for this Mega Man game called Mega Man Powered Up, and I was like, awesome, I know Mega Man, this is great. And it was really cool. It was really fun to do. It was a really instructive experience. Yeah, really, really different than almost anything else I did later on in terms of like animation and stuff. And then when it came out for PSP, I was like, absolutely, I'm buying it. And it was awesome. It was sweet, man. Like, you fire it up and you hear your voice come out of little speakers. It's really cool. But I will say that being in video games, or like being a connoisseur of video games, it does throw me off a bit sometimes when there's like busted stuff. Like I could not get past. I was so disappointed that they screwed up Ghost of Tsushima so much. It was such a bummer. I wanted to watch those beautiful Japanese performances be portrayed by Japanese mouth flaps. It is such a travesty that they did that, because I'm sure the English voice cast is great. But it's like, that's the way you're supposed to play the game. And it was so beautiful, but it was so hard to watch. Ugh, it was very frustrating. Anyways, so I get all kinds of critical.
I feel like that's kind of like you, because you're very much about immersion when you get into a property. You want to, like, lose yourself in it. And I think we all do to an extent. And it's kind of like, there's always that balance between wanting to kind of make it accessible to all kinds of different audiences, but also keep it authentic to keep that real, like, just the authenticity to really immerse yourself in it. And thank God I'm not the one making those calls.
Amen.
But that's definitely a thing. It's definitely like just thinking about, like, over time, because it's of course, like, again, I had to do research before this. So, what's funny? I don't know if other people realize this too. Like, have you ever Googled yourself, Cole?
Yeah,
Okay.
on occasion.
What a question.
Yeah, I like to know if I'm the first hit, because for a while I wasn't. For a while it bugged me so much because it wasn't a soap opera star. It was a soap opera character.
Indeed.
I hate that guy. I hate that guy. Cole Howard, the character. What kind of asshole writer names a character Cole Howard?
I know, right?
Unacceptable.
So,
infuriating.
wait, let me see if I can do this here. I know I can.
That also
Hang on.
sounds like an ominous question. Have you Googled yourself? Like, what,
Yeah, no kidding.
what did you find?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, what did you find about me?
I do
hey,
have
look,
my
the
lawyer on
horse.
speed dial.
Okay.
Cole Howard's an actual pony.
Wait,
Apparently.
so, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th image in is Barbie and a horse.
Oh yeah, that was the first Barbie movie I ever did. That was the first time I ever met Kelly Sheridan. It was cool as hell.
That is cool. I just, like, I saw this come up and I was like, this was Kismet. He had to be on Pony.
I have that movie. I have that Barbie movie. It's bad.
Riff ponies? Hey,
Rip. Oh
saying.
no. Oh
we
no.
get Cole on a Riff Ponies panel. Oh no! But then Kelly's in that too, so it's going to be a very big conflict of interests.
It's not bad on account of anyone's performance. It's just
Right.
like, it's
It's a
I
Barbie
mean,
movie.
actually, my performance is fairly abysmal, but it was one of my very first prelay gigs, and I was nervous because they made me do a British accent.
Oh,
nervous. I had to
goodness.
record standing next to Kazumi Evans. Nervous. Come on.
Ooh, I can
Yeah.
only imagine. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a rough day.
That Kazumi's got so much talent and range. Like, I'm
Ridiculous. She's so friggin' nice. And her partner is so friggin' nice. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Oh my god. And he's so cool. he like builds roller coasters. I shouldn't spill beans on anybody's, but he's so cool.
That
Nice.
sounds awesome.
I like the comment in the Discord server. Plot twist: he voiced Barbie.
Plot twist, he voiced the sky.
Right. Yeah, it was awkward. They brought me into voice match for Kelly Sheridan to play Barbie.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Come on, everyone.
That wasn't bad.
Actually, it was really good.
That actually,
Wow.
yeah. Now we
That's
gotta get.
alright.
Now we gotta get Cole a philodendron too.
Oh yes, we have to get him a Phyllis.
Okay, now we have to explain Phyllis.
Yep.
Oh no.
Okay, so there is an episode of Pony in season 9 where,
We're explaining lore for the
Yeah.
show to
No.
a voice actor.
Starlight
Pony.
Glimmer has a precious philodendron she calls Phyllis. And
Taking notes?
knowing how big of a fan of Starlight Thoth is, if you couldn't tell by everything about him, somebody gifted him a special something, right, Thoth?
Yes, they gifted me a potted philodendron plant on when I was and still technically am one of the co-organizers of Bronies NYC, which is a meetup group for the fandom based in New York City. Not currently, obviously, but it still exists. And someone brought it to the series finale. Cole's imitating my hand gestures.
No.
Half Italian and I'm from New Jersey. I don't know what to
I'm
do.
from New
I'm not-
Jersey!
I'm-
Like, I love it!
No, I'm just flight attendanting. I'm just
Yes, exactly.
There are-
pointing to the exits. with
Exits.
you.
There are
Yep,
there are
directed to the
exits in the
exits.
front and in the back.
Yeah, someone brought a potted philodendron to the series finale meetup we hosted, which is basically just like a mini convention, like 60, 70 people came. Yeah, it was crazy.
That's awesome.
How lovely.
And,
what a lovely gift.
Yeah, and someone gave it to me, and they included a card, which is not content-wise, but the verbiage on it I can't repeat.
Oh.
But it was a very silly way of saying that the potted plant stole my waifu, as it were, which was funny to me. And then what I ended up doing was because I felt an immense sense of responsibility that I felt really misplaced with me, because when I got home, I was like, all right, now I own a plant. What do I do with a plant? So,
What? Wait, like, have you never been around plants before?
no, I have. It was such a responsibility upon me. And I was like, all right, now I have to take care of a plant. What do I do? So what I ended up doing was that I decided, I thanked the person for the excellent gift. I still do every day, because I have never had a harder laugh when I saw that come in. And they said, oh, it's for you. I was like, what? But what I ended up doing was at Cider Fest, Ponyville Cider Fest in Milwaukee in 2019, because we drove out there from New Jersey to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which was a 13.5-hour drive. I did it all on my own with my partner Essential. Rough drive. We do it again in a heartbeat. But we went there and we got it signed by Kelly. We signed it. Got a bunch of other stuff to go with it, and we ended up auctioning that off in the charity auction to someone for $170. So I couldn't ask for that. Yeah, I would have felt horrible if I'd just given it to someone because it was a gift to me. But once talked with everybody, and I was like, you know what? If it goes for a good cause and it goes to someone who really wants to take care of it and wants a potted plant with Kelly Sheridan's signature and ours for some reason on the pot, then that's good. And $170 went to a good cause. So that was amazing. So that's how I was given a plant, and then I gave it away and it made $170. I don't know. Again, I just stumble into these things. I don't know how it happened.
Now I forget. Didn't you go on the train with this thing?
Oh yeah, I actually the Rift Ponies Twitter posted that today. After the meetup, I had to bring it back to my friend's apartment because their apartment is in Harlem, and the meetups were on like 72nd and Broadway. So that's a long way between Harlem and there from like Broadway. So what we had to do is I had to carry this philodendron, which was big. It was a big plant. I had to carry it onto a subway train in New York City and had to ride with it all the way uptown. And that sounds strange, but if you've ever been to New York City and ever been on the subway, you know that that's innocent compared to some of the things you'll see there.
I was gonna say, I bet people have brought weirder things on the subway trains.
Yeah, this is New York.
People have run onto subway trains dressed as a rat. That's all that, I've seen people could jump on subway trains breakdancing. I've seen subway trains break out into singing Stand By Me.
Oh my gosh, that's epic.
It was great. It was straight out of a movie. It was really, really cool.
I think the weirdest thing I ever brought on public transportation is I had a big box filled with deer bones. Just like, I feel so awkward right now on the bus.
No, I'm visualizing that in my head. That makes me so happy.
That deer killed her family and burned her village. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it was a see-through box, like a see-through toad.
Well, it's
like...
funny because it was like an intact spine, so it was like it went outside of the box.
Like you had a person. It looked like you had a person's remains.
Now, okay. This is important. How close to October was it?
Oh,
how close to Halloween are we talking here? Are we talking within a reasonable Halloween threshold?
This is actually in the summer.
Oh yeah. Weird.
Okay.
Definitely weird.
You're done.
Yeah.
I think there's like a 3-week grace period. It's like that could possibly be Halloween decoration.
The 3-week deer carcass grace period.
Take
It's
notes,
just commonly
everyone.
understood that you can take a deer carcass on a train within 3 weeks of Halloween. It's just normal.
That's like one of those ancient laws.
Yeah,
like you ever
yeah.
research those ancient laws where it's like you are not allowed to hunt this sort of thing wearing this specific type of clothing on a Sunday, and like just people will sometimes test it and they'll go on YouTube and they'll say like, I'm gonna do this in front of a cop and see what happens, and then they do it and the cop goes, what are you doing?
I legit had to go Google, can I bring this on a bus?
Did you really Google that?
I really Googled that because I'm like, I don't know if this is appropriate to bring it on a bus.
That's funny.
Like, yeah, I'm sorry. Technically, that's a pet. That's a pet. We can't do it.
And I would have been given.
Yeah.
I would have been giving
Is
people like weird stares, just like.
it a working pet? Let's throw a vest on it.
An emotional support deer
Emotional support
carcass.
spine.
It
my
reminds me
backbone.
I'm
Wanna see
alive.
It provides me lumbar support.
Right.
It reminds me that it could always be worse.
So in case you've ever felt awkward in public, everyone.
We're out there,
Just,
making it easier for you.
Indeed.
Oh,
Goodness.
That is funny. Wow.
Awkward moments make for the best. Like when I was younger, I always would like hold that in. As like I'd feel so bad about these awkward moments I had, and as I got older, I realized these make for the best freaking stories. I'm just gonna run with this,
Yeah.
they really do.
Yeah.
It's true.
It also doesn't help that I'm the kind of person that kind of likes to get into those awkward moments publicly, especially if it's like people I may not see. So I've got like this, I have this shirt here and I've got a whole bunch of other pony shirts, and I enjoy it whenever anyone gives me weird looks. And then I have this mask that I wear with me all the time.
Love it.
There you go.
Hey, you got you on a mask, Thoth.
No, I heard that.
Which is really funny when my dad looked at that and he went, "Oh, whoa," and I'm like, it's a facial expression." He's like,
should have
look
told-
that up. I'm like, don't.
Missed opportunity. You should have told him that was a $250 fine. You should have told him. But similarly, I remember having this out once, stray, for one of my folks were coming by and they saw it and they were like, "Oh, I love that," because they love the color pink. And it's like, how much more pink can I be? The answer is none. But yes, it's always great when if you get a weird look or someone will innocently ask you like, "What is that? What is that on your shirt?" You know, it's always great. It's like Forward said, awkward moments are always good for a good story.
Well, you
You always
what,
know you
though?
get a good story out of it.
That's how you find your people, though.
It's very true.
Yeah.
True.
Because like I've been at the grocery store in a pony shirt or I have one of my face masks I have says Spaceballs the face mask. And
Right.
God, I got into a whole conversation with the cashier at the store about that one. That was like, then all he wanted to do was spend the rest of the time quoting Spaceballs with me. And I was like, okay, I really do gotta go though. I gotta go. Like, like this is cool. I'm glad I found somebody who loves it too. But I gotta go.
I was at a Wawa a few weeks ago getting a sandwich, and a bunch of guys behind the counter were like shouting Rick and Morty quotes, and I just chimed in as I was sitting ordering my sandwich, and it was just a super casual thing. It was like clockwork. Like there was a mechanism within me where I'm just like, yeah, this is what I'm doing now. This is part of my life. It's great. It's right. You find your people that way.
You sure do.
Yeah. We gotta connect somehow, right?
Yes,
Life's-
especially right now.
Life's too
Right.
short and crazy as is to not just live it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta go to an online pony convention, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Living it up.
Well, I want to say, Cole, is this? I want to say you just started hitting the PonyCon scene this past year. Am I right on that?
Yeah. My first one was, I think my first one was TrotCon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However many years ago, no, months ago. That was.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It feels it though. It
but
feels it.
Distressingly, that is true, and it means that I've only ever been to online cons. But I must say, like, these are fantastic. They're put together so well. They run so smoothly. And I was just gonna say, tacking on to the last point, was that you know, like life is too short, and man, you got to pursue the things you want to do and stuff. But it is so much easier to do that when you got like your people around you. It's so much easier. I remember when I moved to Vancouver and I wanted to do voiceover, but like I said, I was working at restaurants and I didn't have my people, and I didn't, you know, I came from like a theater community in Edmonton, and now I'm like working in this restaurant. I don't know anybody and trying to talk about sports, and it took a long time before I found my people. Like it took like years before I found the group of people that were gonna like let me do my thing best around them. And it's and so it's really that's what it's all about, and that's what these cons continue to do, right? They and like it brings the community together. It brings the broader MLP community together. It brings the online organization community together. It brings the voiceover community together. Like what a joy for me to be able to log on and see Jesse Inakala or Inakalia or like Ian Hanlon or whatever. It's great. Anyways, you guys are the bomb. It's just, yeah, these are great.
Yeah. It's been definitely a delight. I mean, like,
Really impressive.
sometimes it's just the simplest things too, like getting to
But this
just
isn't simple.
be in
This
a
is-
Yeah.
this is really complicated.
We're in a Zoom call right
well,
now.
and that's true.
it's
It's
the
crazy
content.
everything that goes behind it, but it's like when you break down to the core of like at its core, like at TrotCon, for example, we all just got in a room, we played some Jackbox games together, but that in and of itself took so many moving parts to make happen, and it brought people together and brought them joy. So, hell, I'm always game for more of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Whatever brings people together, that's what I'm down for.
You know it, and I guarantee you we'll be doing more of it coming up. There's more conventions coming.
Yep. Oh, trust me. Like I said to
apps
you,
are
this is
already
supposed to be my month off. I'm already starting to plan things, so there's never. That's the thing. There's never a month off, even when it's online. Even when it's online, there's never time off. You're kind of just recuperating, and then it's like, all right, there's this other thing coming though. I need to get ready for that.
I saw
That's
Bolt
right.
got
I was
excited.
like, you guys should come to Vancouver, and you're like, oh, we're taking the month off, and
I'm sorry.
that.
Oh, I remember
I'm
that.
sorry.
Hey, I
It's the
got him
worst
here
timing.
anyway.
It was the worst timing because we were all like, okay, we're done for a bit. We're going to take a bit of a break, which, by the way, to anyone out there, whatever Rift Ponies fans there are, if that's a thing that exists, we are going to be back very soon with panels, sooner than you think. But yeah, that was just the case where it was like, we need time. And it's like, oh, there's a convention at the start of January, and we know the people, and we love the people who are running it, and all the people that are there, and we're not going to be there. I really do love you guys. We're going to do something for 2022, I promise.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
gonna be
you kidding me?
hopefully in person. I want to come to Canada.
It's
Canada.
been way too long since I've been up to Canada, and I've never been to Vancouver, so I am
Yeah.
excited. I've been to Newfoundland, and I've been up in the Ottawa Valley, but I have not been over to Vancouver yet. So I am excited.
I mean, in many ways, like I've never been to those two places you've mentioned either. Like Canada's just too big.
Oh, it's huge.
Too big.
I think
it's like Newfoundland's like Newfoundland's like it's like 1/8 of the way to Ireland.
yeah, essentially,
Like,
yeah.
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 Like just drinking screech off a cod and stuff. They're an insane bunch. Love
It
them.
was fun,
Shouts
though.
to my newfies. Love that extra half hour on the time zone. That's a cool flex.
Mhm.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
weird
someone
weird
who's-
one.
As someone who's
Sorry.
been to both, sorry, go ahead.
No.
Oh, okay. As someone who's been to both Canada and Vancouver Pony Expo, I highly recommend it. It is a very different feel than like any other US-based convention I've ever been to, and it's really something special. So, highly recommend it for anyone who wants to go next year. It's good, and yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'd and I'm sure the community would be just itching to come and do something in person.
Oh, yeah.
And hang out and just feel that breath of familiarity.
Getting withdrawals, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
friggin' itching, man.
Man, I've got to tell you, like, I have so much stuff. We only have about 10 minutes to go, actually a little less, so we have time for the next panel. But, man, the amount of stuff I already have in mind for when we can see each other in person is ridiculous. Thoth has already gotten to be a part of the crazy Mad Lib theater we do.
Uh-huh.
And, yep. And we
I
have the improv stuff that's going to be coming up, too.
Yeah.
So that's going to be exciting.
I have a random question. And maybe Cole could help answer, and maybe Bolt can too, because it sounds like both of you have experience with Canada. What would be the first thing when the world is normal, and when people, especially from the United States, any other place who would want to come to Vancouver, that is either or, same.
Whatever sticks to Cole's shirt at the time.
Right, whatever is on Cole's shirt at the time. What is the first thing that we should do in Canada?
Ooh. Try authentic Canadian poutine would be my recommendation.
Somehow I knew that poutine would be involved.
Yeah.
I do want that, yes.
There's also a really good gelato place in downtown Vancouver I can highly recommend. Probably the best gelato I've ever had. But poutine.
Yeah, I would say if you're in Vancouver and it's a nice day, what you do is you head downtown and you go find just go find some poutine. Take a chance, but I bet you'll land on something good. Grab some of that and then take a hike with it for a bit, just so it gets a little soggier in there. I'm telling you, that's the way to do it. And you walk down, find yourself some water, find yourself a view, maybe pack a beer or something. And you sit there and you eat some poutine and you people watch. Vancouver's a great people watching town. It's free. You can do it on the beach. You're always seeing interesting folk, and it's just a gorgeous place to sit. Somewhere in the West End. Heavens. I can't wait for it to be sunny again. It was a gorgeous day out today, but I didn't leave my house.
Yeah. No,
As you do.
We
As we
know the
do.
feel.
We know that feeling.
Why would I leave my house when I can watch it from my window? Seems so ridiculous.
Oh, goodness.
That's a big mood for the last 8, 9, 10 months.
Yep.
We're getting there. It is kind of
approaching.
surreal that we're almost to a year.
It's
Yeah.
incredibly surreal. Yeah, I was rereading some old journal entries from right around here. Pretty nuts. Pretty crazy.
Oh, I was going to say, I remember saying something to the effect a few months ago where looking back at like social media posts from back in January and February 2020, you just look back at it and I can only think to that scene in Back to the Future where Marty meets his uncle Joey as a baby, and he tells him, "You better get used to these bars, kid." That's all I can think of as I read my previous social media. I'm like, I'm gonna do all these great things.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
you ain't.
I intentionally did not look up my December 2019 posts. I know what they
do
were.
it.
I know. I said 2020 was going to be the year we were going to do all this stuff. The ironic thing is it was one of the busiest years for us anyway.
Yeah.
Just from home.
Pretty much.
But I think that speaks volumes as to how we've been able to do.
Is that a poutine pony?
And yes, there are poutine. Actually, wasn't one of Brony Can's mascots was Princess Poutine, right? Princess Poutine.
Yes, and Brony Can has let Van Hoover borrow that mascot, and so now she is kind of not necessarily Van Hoover Pony Expo's mascot, but she's one of the characters.
All right, I'm gonna throw this out there, con chairs, if you're listening. Find out what I can. I'm about to find out what I can get away with. So
That's not a good idea, but go ahead.
no, it's okay.
What a dicey sentence. And
Yeah,
we're recording
no.
this? Anyways, go on.
We have a great friend of ours who is a native Canadian who does work with us. Shout out to Enzo, we love you. Who has offered for a future edition of the Tonight Show, of My Little Tonight Show, if a con will let us, to do a live poutine cooking demo while we talk to the VAs. So
Very cool.
I want to do it. I just have to find a con/venue that will let us do it. So
I feel like Trump.
putting the thought out there just in case someone picks it up, because I think it would be fun and amazing.
See,
Cooking on stage would be the liability because you'd need a fryer.
Exactly, that's the only thing.
true.
I mean, we
Yeah.
could air fry, but it would be different. It's,
Different.
I mean, we could always beam
and
him in.
fryers are terrifying, man.
yeah,
Hot oil?
it's the
Screw that.
logistics. Maybe we could fry them up ahead of time, but then they wouldn't be as crisp and fresh.
Or I could just show up at the convention with a plate of what we call disco fries. in New
No,
Jersey.
no.
Is that heresy?
Alternatively, like you could probably get away with a little induction burner, so they could do up gravy.
Yeah, exactly.
You could probably get a little cooler for all the refrigerated stuff, and then almost every hotel has a bar attached to it where you could just get some fries.
That's
you know.
true. That's not a bad
could-
idea.
we
That's
could
it.
just cook up poutine like it's an MRE. We just stick it in a bag. A poutine MRE.
Oh goodness! All
Nice
right,
hiss.
we only have
That's
a couple
good.
of minutes left. This always flies by. This panel.
It does.
Always have so much fun doing this. I want to thank our guests for being amazing human beings and chatting with us and being here. Thank you guys for all you do in life, being awesome people, and being part of this community. Both of you, to Cole and to Bolt. You guys are great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it goes
Thank you
goes
so
back
much.
right back at you guys. This is always such a treat.
Indeed.
Yeah, right back at you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
And yes, Thoth, thank you again for playing the role of my Ed McMahon.
Not a problem. Not a problem. It's always this panel is always a joy. The guests are always a joy, and it's a joy to just sit here and be me and somehow be entertaining for an hour and a half. But I wouldn't be here doing that if it weren't for our co-hosts here, the real co-hosts of these, which is Rose and Forward Progress.
Thank you.
You
Thank
two are the ones who make this possible.
Thank you guys.
By the way, we have preliminary vice chair approval on the poutine panel in the chat.
I guess I know where we're going next year.
I dig it.
All right.
dig it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we gotta send it out. Like, this is how we're gonna get all of the VIPs to Vancouver next year.
Yeah,
we're just
right?
gonna promise them poutine.
In my wonderful fiction, there's some con chair who's getting a phone call like an old retiring cop, and they're like, "My God, they're pulling me back in. They're pulling me back off the force. Yeah, we can get him. We can get him an induction burner."
All right.
just operatives all over the globe. I love it.
This is great. All right.
Nice.
Well, thank you, audience, for tuning in and listening to us be ridiculous for the last 90 minutes or so. And thank you for keeping this community alive and keeping us all going during this time.
Absolutely.
My name's Forward Progress.
Never is.
We are from Keeping Friendship Magic. Of course, as we shouted out earlier, you can subscribe to our podcast. If you like what we do enough and you want to give us money, I love you. You can visit our Patreon, kfm.patreon.com, I believe it is. And we can keep making ridiculous stuff like this for you. But otherwise, remember to keep friendship magic out there. We love you all, and take care, Van Hoover.
See ya. Remember,
Bye.
keep having fun.
Remember me always. Goodbye.
What a world! What a world!
See you for the concert.